Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, Ghostbake SuperCoach. We are here with our round 8 review, and fucking hell, I am running out of things to say when it comes to our final scores the last few weeks. Thought maybe one or two bad weeks, and then we'll start turning things around, and just it's just not happening. Yeah, I've been doing Supercoach for a long, long time, and this is the worst, probably worst start for sure. But the last 3 to 4 weeks being below par that many times in a row has never happened to me in my life. So yeah, this is the most frustrating, shittest season of Supercoach that I've had the pleasure of doing. Of course, happens to be my first time jumping on doing content. So look, we love that. But it is what it is. We're doing the best we can. We're making picks that would seem logical, but just aren't working out. That's as far as I can see because the team that I've got isn't that, to me, isn't that bad. I've got players I think that people are keen to get. They're just going to get them a lot cheaper than when I got them earlier in the season. We'll go through the team in a sec, but everyone's jumping on Finn Callahan. I've had him for about 3 or 4 weeks. Bont, Gorn, Lockie Ash, Caleb Sarong. I've got all of these fucking guys, and they've all dropped like over 100k. It's insane. One or two here and there would be okay, but not that many. And that's with jumping off Noah Anderson too. So yeah, it's been fucked. But look, let's just grit our teeth and get through this. So 2075, third week in a row, haven't cracked 2100. No excuse, just shit. Yeah, sitting at 60k. We dropped a little bit. It doesn't even matter at this point, so I really don't give a fuck. But yeah, we'll go through the team. And we've still got a boost left. We didn't end up boosting, so we'll go through our team and sort of the ideas at the moment of what kind of trades we are looking at doing. But yeah, as you can see, just premiums are just dropping money left and right. It's actually crazy. Yeah. Anyway, let's just get through this. So, Archie Roberts, he was our trade in this week. If you remember our trade plans going into last week, there was probably 3 or 4 guys I was tossing up between. It was either spending all up on Luke Jackson and just getting him in, which would have been the prime result, seeing as he got to 140. Watched that game. He was on like 50 halfway through the third quarter, and then it went fucking nuts. And every little thing just got crazy amount of points, and I just sat there and I was just like, yeah, of course. I thought I was onto a winner and him having a bad one. I know most of the comp has him, so that second ruck spot's really what's hurting me because, as we'll go through soon, I've got Gorn, who's not even a captaincy option anymore. We'll get into that. But the people that have Grundy, the people that have Sherry, the people that have Jackson are just shitting on me week in, week out. And who would have thought? Last year, Gorn was my antipod, and it fucking sucked not having him. So this year I get him, and yep, turns to shit. Anyway, so our trade in was Archie Roberts. Just thought, yeah. Sorry, we're going through the other options. So it was Archie Roberts was one, Naz was the other. Looking at his run and obviously his premium potential, which he's done. You know, he did it last year. He was probably my best pick last year. I got him at 500k and just right at that point where he started just going absolutely nuts every week. So he was obviously on the radar, and then just because we were looking at a forward, we were looking at Took Miller. I know a lot of people have gone cold on him because of forward time. Like I said, he just runs anyway. It doesn't matter if he starts forward. He runs the whole length of the ground. He was at half back at stages. So, yeah, for people that don't like him as a pick, that's okay. He might not have the ceiling that some do, but his floor is pretty safe, I think. So I like him as a pick. And I just feel like his lower scores are when Gold Coast have lost. So when they've won, he's done okay. And they won yesterday, and he just got the ton, but still it's a ton. And actually pretty much outscored the other two options I just mentioned. But we went with Archie Roberts. I looked at it and I just went, his run coming up looks amazing. He's got that pig roll off halfback where pretty much everything's filtered through him. Is that Marvel with Brisbane? I know Brisbane are a tough matchup, but I thought, nah, he can still, if he can just get the Hundy out for me, I'll be very happy with that. As long as he escapes the Bedford tag coming up this week, which Bedford might be forced to tag Merritt maybe because Angwin's going to be out. Yeah, that might go to him. Otherwise, Bedford could try and stop Roberts. I wouldn't really waste time if I was GWS doing that, but they might just because Bedford's sitting off the half forward. Um, but yeah, so Roberts did pretty well. I was hoping for 100. Pretty much, it was on track the whole time. It was 25, 50, 75. It was pretty much the whole way. And then I looked, he was on 99. I said, oh, just please scale him up 1 point because the 99 looks so yuck. And they did, and he got the Hundy. After the Giants, he's got, I think it's West Coast, Richmond. There's some really easy matchups and just looks good. And GWS are good for designated kickers and halfbackers as well. So as long as he doesn't get the Bedford tag, I think it's a great pick. And I had no one on that buy, so it just suited a bit better. Whereas Naz, obviously more of a proven player. I was just worried about that tag, and even though it got dropped, Cooper Law got dropped from Carlton. I just thought, oh, he might kill it this week, but he's always going to get tagged. He's always going to be the one. So I just thought, you know what, I need a bit of a pod. The buy structure works out, whereas if I got Naz, that'd be 5 on that buy. So I just didn't want to really do that. So went with Roberts, and I'm pretty happy overall. I mean, he got 100, and not many in my fucking team get 100. So got the ton. We'll take it, and hopefully he can build on that and have a killer next week and keep getting these spikes. He's since playing halfback, other than that first game where he got chucked in the midfield, he's had 100 every week. So happy with that. Lockie Whitfield just doing Whitfield things. Monopoly on the kickouts, which we'll get into in a minute, but we thought he'd have a really good game. No Gold Coast players tag or really are accountable. They just back their system. That's a dim away. So 117, super happy with that. Can't complain. Averaging 106 now. He's just a keeper. He's a top line, and we know that. Sinclair again dropping. The 90s is weird. He keeps getting 90s, so the floor is there, but just not turning up, not getting the 115s, the 120s like he was earlier in the season. It's why it's turned me off him being like people saying like captain option. I don't think he's a captain option. Just you can't if you're not turning up against West Coast and Carlton, like yeah, probably not a good captaincy option going forward. So look, he's not doing it. He's not stressing us out in terms of we need to move him on or anything like that. If you're in a position to move on Jack Sinclair, you're in a fucking good position. But yeah, just not what we want from him. Most of the comp have him, so I'm not too fussed. But yeah, so hopefully he can start picking up that score because we want to see those hundreds going. Jordan Clark again, for fuck's sake. What is it with Fremantle? Just and also to top it off, I lost my multi in that game by one disposal, which was Jordan Clark. He had the ball in the last minute and got pinned for holding the ball. I just needed him to get a fucking handball. Even if it was a turnover, I would have been happy. So it cost me my multi and just 85 against the Dogs, who are pretty easy to score against. They don't really nullify anybody. He wasn't the shittest performer. We'll get to him soon. But, yeah, just... Oh, what is it with Clark? It was hundreds all year last year, and just he's not doing it this year. I don't know what the issue is. So, got the Hawks this week. I don't expect a ton from him. So, we'll just... He'll go do whatever the fuck he's going to do. Lockie Ash, once again, not tunning up. Just... First week I got him, got the 106. Since then, 90s, 80 and 90. He just won't get the ton. And they played him as a midfielder this week. So, obviously, they're really the Giants are like looking for options of what they can do. Last year they moved Whitfield up the ground. This year they're doing it with Ash. Every week he gets 28 plus touches, 29, 30 touches, and he just doesn't ton up. And it's tries to do too much in my opinion. But yeah, it's just averaging 102 still. But fuck, like we paid an extra 60 odd K for him, and now he's at a price where everyone's going to be able to jump on a lot cheaper, and it's just not what we fucking want. But logically, these picks are good fucking picks. They're just not doing the job. So anyway, I've got them. They can just fucking sit there and hopefully score. See how they go. But I really expect Whitfield Nash to smash the shit out of Essendon this week at NG. Surely, even I think you could play fucking anywhere and they've got to score well. So yeah, Ash better get the ton this week because otherwise I'm going to be fucking fuming. Lindsay 68, not what we expected against the Tigers at home. He was actually the best performing rookie in that game, which is a sad thing to say. But yeah, look, there's not much to say. He's still going to make money. I think his break-evens are around 8. So yeah, hopefully he can have a decent score this week. Get up, the 360, 370K range, which would be great. And yeah, he's still an on-field option, averaging 76. So yeah, we just put him on for now and leave him there. Farrow, we put him to the bench just because we wanted to field a lot of the players from the Richmond West Coast game, which didn't work out well, but not that Farrow would have been a great option on field with a 53. First quarter, donuts, got nothing, didn't touch the ball. So 53 in 3 quarters essentially, which is not too bad. So probably would have got around that 70 mark had he done anything in the first quarter. But yeah, he's one we can move on from, but I still think he's fine. 70. His break-even's around that though, so he's not going to make money. We just don't want him to drop a stinker and lose money. We're going to be careful with that. So, but yeah, so he's one that we'll potentially look to move on this week. Flynn Perez didn't play. Hopefully he plays this week because Scrimshaw's probably the one in his spot and he had a stinker, but they play Thursday so against the Dockers, so we'll find out nice and early. Otherwise, we won't even be able to use him as a loop, sorry. So hopefully he just plays because the more cash gem we can get, the better. So hopefully he's back in. Go to the midfield, Zach Butters, 117. Now, we decided to put the VC on Bont, so a lot of people straight seed or put the VC on Butters. I was obviously hoping that Bont would outscore Butters. He did, just. But I put the VC on Bont just so I could watch him in the first quarter. I had 15 disposals, on about 46 points, so I was like, yep, sweet. I'm just going to leave him as the VC and not put the captain on Butters. Butters was on about 7 at quarter time. I was like, oh, sweet. Like, this is going to be all right. Knew Butters would come back. He had a 56-point second quarter to be on 63 at halftime. And I was like, he's dead set going to outscore Bont. He's going to get him. So, yeah, but it didn't matter in the end. It was a 113, got scaled up to 117. He's just been pretty consistent other than that first game where he got tagged against North. So, yeah. He's always solid. Happy we've got him, but so does everybody else. So it doesn't really help us too much. Nick Dacos, 103, scraped his way there. Never really did well against Hawthorn. I think we touched on this before in our trade plan video because we did it after the Thursday game. But I think we're in for a tough 2 weeks. We've got he's got the Cats this week and then the Swans. So James Jordan, I'm not really worried about. The last couple of weeks, he's tagged Bont, who smashed him, and he's tagged Cozzy, who smashed him. So Jordan did a number on Callahan, but that's not hard to do, apparently. So, yeah, he might be in for a tough couple of weeks. We'll see if Dacos can break Mullen or O'Connor. I think it'll be Mullen. See if he can break him like Butters did. And see how we go. But yeah, it might be a tough couple of weeks for Nicky. I wouldn't be looking to put a VC or a C on him anytime soon. Bont, just one-legged, still doing the hard shit. That goal in the last quarter was insane. Just got me off the couch and I was pumped. But yeah, 118. It was on 122. Got pinned in the last like minute or so, so he dropped down. Still solid. I just took the score. I was like, in my position, I'm not in the position to fuck around, and my captaincy options aren't even captaincy options these days. So I'm like, yep, sweet, lock it in. Yeah, so took that, and Bont is Bont. Hopefully, I know he's sore. I just hope he doesn't get rested soon. He's just got to keep churning out games for us for now. But yeah, a lot of people I think will jump on him this week because he is pretty cheap. Callahan, watched the first half of this game yesterday. Looks obviously no attention from Gold Coast. He was running free. He was in the chains. He was hitting targets really, really well, like switching across the ground and just, yeah, opening the game right up. It was prime Finn. Didn't see the second half, so I didn't. He was on 77, I think, at halftime when I checked. Obviously slowed down a little bit. Still got a 110, so anything above the ton, because the last 2 weeks he's gotten a 60 something. So he outscored himself in the first half for the last 2 weeks. So yeah, a lot of people be jumping on this week. He's got the good run with Essendon and then West Coast. I'm pretty sure he's got. So yeah, it's a good run for Finn and the Giants. So lucky I've got the three boys there. I just need spike tools. I need one good fucking week. And no one's going to give him attention. If they do, it'll be McGrath, and he's dog shit anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. Caleb fucking Sarong. Oh my god. I watched this game and literally fucking useless. He hack kicks. He doesn't try to spread. He's not going in for hardball anymore. He barely lays tackles. He's a fucking shell of what he used to be. And I think it is a testament to what spread it is at Fremantle now, because other than Jackson and Bolton is like a better pick. Bolton's killing it. Brayshaw, Sarong, they've just dropped like an absolute sack of shit. He's had ceiling scores of like 150, 130, 135, I think, and 118, and just 60s and 70s and 60s and 70s. That's fucking rookie level. If I wasn't fucked with so much crap, I would happily boot him out, but I just can't. I might look at it during the buys just if I can, but I'm never going to get to full primo. He's not even a fucking primo, but I can't stand Fremantle games because I've got Clark and Sarong and they're just shit. And then I don't have Jackson and Jackson's killing it. So, yeah, I don't even care about Sarong. He's there. He's on the never again list. I'm never starting him again. Don't give a shit what price he gets to. I don't give a shit what scores he gets. This has been one of the worst picks. Starting with him and Nando's has been, honestly, like, this is why I'm in the position I'm in. Because you think, like, yep, good picks, and they've just been shit. So, yeah, no, let me just move on, because I could give you an hour roast on fucking Caleb Sarong. Grill, yep, chuck him on the field, never gets below a 60. Against West Coast, Tigers win. Prestia out, like 2 minutes in, 34. I watched this game with one of my mates who's a Tiger supporter. Had a few froths and weren't looking at the scores. We were just watching the game and enjoying the game. And yeah, wasn't quite sure what he was on. I thought it'd be about a 50 something, and I looked and saw a 30, and I was just, oh my god. Yep, great. Murdoch as well. I thought he looked like he did a bit more, 60. 61, sorry. He's still making money, but yeah, he's getting away from those ceilings of, the 100, the 90, the 80. It's a couple 60s in a row is not great. Still got money to make. Not the worst option. He can still field him, but just, yeah, hopefully he can pick it back up and get up that average 83. We want him around there, not the 60s. Reshko, I thought, did okay. Then we looked and realizing they had 9 disposals. I was like, what, 9? I must have seen all 9. I must have been talking shit in between, because he looked better than that, in my opinion. But yeah, just 56 is pretty average after getting the 70s the week before. So yeah, look, not great. there wasn't much else though. The rookies are proving just like they just had a rookie week. Still close to Caleb Sarong though, so well done on that, Paddy, for our debut. Blamires obviously was called in for George Wardlaw. Not sure if he's going to hold his spot. North did really, really well. If it's between Blamires and Wardlaw, they're always going to go with Wardlaw. So I don't know though. They said he was sick. I don't know. He gets injured and has niggles and stuff here and there. So wouldn't surprise me if something comes up that he's done something. Sort of that Sean Darcy thing where he gets concussed but then does his calf in the same week, which makes no fucking sense. But yeah, so hopefully Blamires can stick. Otherwise, we might be able to use him as a loop, or he could be a trade out option as well if he's not playing. Carroll, 57 against his old mob. The Blues, yeah, about average for him. He's averaging 58. With that ton in his system, though, he's still making money. So hopefully, it looks like he'll get close to that 300k. If he can pop out another like 60, 70 this week, would be great. But yeah, well, he's just a pick there. I don't think I've ever had him on the field. He's just sat there to make money. So hopefully he keeps doing it for now until we can give him the boot. Anderson, touched on him during the week. 20's dog shit. I think he might get dropped with McCreary and Pendles coming in. So if he's a loop as well, we don't need him and Blamires. So yeah, might be able to boot out Blamires if that's the case, because Anderson, I think he's got more money to make. And I do think if he does get dropped, I think he'll still come back in the team. He's a tough footy player, a bit of old school about him, but yeah, he's just wasn't the greatest week. Gave away too many free kicks, so yeah. Max Gawn, our ruck, dropping cash like crazy. This double ruck shit. I didn't get to see this game, but I saw X was blowing up. I saw people commenting, tweeting, and all this kind of stuff. He scrapped his way to a 104 when he got put back in the middle. He's against West Coast this week. Fucking let him be the ruck. My check went out. Put Heath forward. You're acting like, why can't Heath have a crack forward? Maybe Heath will be a good forward. You're saying that you prefer Heath than Gawn in the middle. And I know he's a bit sore, and I know that. Well, then, like, the double ruck thing's just doing my nana because, like I said earlier, if you've got a Sherry, if you've got Jackson, if you've got Grundy, this is where my disadvantage comes in again, because Gawn, who all logic says amazing pick, top liner, one of the best rucks to ever do it, one of the best super coach players to ever do it, and last week, it's been 105, 105, 104 with fucking Heath in the team. I don't think they're going to drop Heath, but Gawn needs more CBAs, especially this week. I need a fucking spike. This is the week. Please. ZZ didn't play, was our loop and captain loop, so that was good that we could lock that away with Bont early. McAndrew, 91. He was at like 98, 99 at one stage, and then obviously got scaled down. He's just still doing great. I'll only trade him when it's time, when he gets dropped, or not dropped, sorry, when he needs a rest, or at his bye. He's doing the job. This week against Richmond, please don't rest him. He could spike this week. If they're going to go with Hayes Brown or Samson Wright, doesn't matter. I think McAndrew can go nuts. So Adelaide need to keep winning games, so I would keep him in the team. They're not that far off the bye. Hopefully he can just stretch out to the bye, or I think maybe they've got North coming up as well. So against Sherry might be a good time then to rest rather than an easy kill like the Tigers. I think that's one where they need to get the win on the board 100%. And then, against North, maybe that's where they can give him a rest, where they know he's sort of in for a really tough matchup. You can maybe bring O'Brien in to wrestle with Sherry. Not that he'll do much, but O'Brien sort of kept Sherry to a lowish score before, so maybe he could do it again. But yeah, that's me hoping. Sheasel, 82, just didn't think he'd score well in Geelong. Got a bit of a tag. 82 still reasonable with a tag, not the greatest, and we definitely would want more, but it's not a shit the bed like Sarong, who didn't even get tagged. So yeah, it's always going to be hard in Geelong and against Geelong. So 82, yeah, is what it is. Track, had a feeling he'd have a big game. Got on the scoreboard again. He's so good to watch, so good to own. Love Track. Yeah, it would have been great if he didn't have that hammy earlier in the year to just hold him and see what he could have done all year. But he's just killed it. He's every week. So happy we got him back in. And yeah, I'm not sure who they're playing this week. Is it the Saints this week? That doesn't. I do have SuperCoach Gold, but it makes me load it up and reset it every time. So we'll just go through that. But I'm pretty sure they've got the Saints by memory. So yeah, hopefully another big game there. You obviously won't get tagged. The beauty is he won't get tagged ever because Nando's in the team and he can go forward and kick goals. So love having Track. Flanders, just a whatevs. I've already said that. Yeah, he's just there. Everyone's got him. I know some people have jumped off him thinking he's not going to be top 6, and he's probably not. I just don't have the luxury. If you do, well done. But yeah, he's just going to sit there for now. I can't do much without him. With him, sorry. So he's just going to have to sit there. Can't afford to burn the trades, and I've got bigger problems. Cook with a game winner. I was sitting there and I had my phone open with the scores, watched him kick that goal. He was on 77. I'm like, he's got to go through the roof. Surely give him the ton. Give him some fun. Give him as many points as possible. He's just won the game with 5 seconds left. If scaling is ever going to scale, I reckon Jackson got more scaling taking marks and doing hit outs in the scaling era of the game than Cook did actually kicking a winning goal and winning it. So fuck the scoring system, fuck criminal data, fuck them. Over it. Thought it would have got him the ton, didn't. 94, he's still a gun. He's been such a good pick. He's gonna have to stay there for a little bit longer. He's hopefully got maybe another 20 odd K to make. Might get up to Tanner Bruin level with the cash. But he's been super solid and yeah, just keep going, Cookie. Philippou, kept him on field because I was like the Carlton matchup. He did it against West Coast. I figured when I chose not to go Took, he would have been on the bench. So I was like, yep, we're just going to have to leave him on. I'll back him in. And the main thing that we're happy with, because he got 30 points in the first quarter. I checked at halftime. He lost points and was on 26. And I was like, here we go. Here's another Philippou 50. And he just kept going, got his way to an 80. And got TOG. Got up to like nearly 80% TOG or 80%. It was around that mark last time I checked. And that's what we want. We just want him to get that TOG. And his scoring will lift. So 2 good scores in a row. If his TOG's going up, he can stay there. He's more fieldable for sure now if he's getting that 80% level because he can score. It's just the 60% TOG that he's had in the last pretty much the whole season hasn't been good enough. So I think they've eased him in, and now they're happy to let him go. Against Gold Coast, I think he can do all right. More if he's going through the mid than the forward, but I think he can drop a decent score again. Todd Marshall, Josh Carr, what are you doing? As soon as we get this guy back out there, throwing him forward, and just donuts in the first half, couldn't get a touch on it. He needs to play back, or he is not an on-field option. The thing is, we don't know when that's going to be, we don't know when Carr's going to swing him, so he is very dangerous to have on field. So it's all right if you can loop him, but yeah. I'm a bit scared if Radaglia comes back. I don't know what's going to happen with that mix because, yeah, he's the one that's going forward, and I don't like it. We've got to keep an eye on that because 41, yeah, not good. He pretty much did all his scoring in the third quarter, pretty much. So, yeah, dire straits there. Lombard got a 66. That's amazing to see him go past 50. But, yeah, he is what he is. We're just going to pretty much leave him there till we need to get rid of him, probably around the bye. He would have made all his cash. It's just I've got to cash in on these other rookies to get max dollars out of him, and he's sort of going to hover around there. Steen, 47, just, not the best. Touched on him anyway during the week, but they got the Cats this week. Hopefully, Cameron was a bit sore. Maybe this is where you give Steen a bit more of the CBAs, a bit more time on ground, and he's not going to do much forward, I don't think, but when he's in the ruck, I think he can really get some hit outs to advantage going and dominate in that space. So if Craig McRae switched on there, he'll give Oscar a bit more CBA time and give Cameron a bit of a rest, hopefully. We'll see how we go. Tanner Bruin looked like he was doing shit. 72, it's, that's probably the floor we want from him. We don't want anything less than that. Dropped a couple, 8K or something like that, but his break-even's back to 70, so got the Pies, and they don't really let anything, they don't really try and stop anyone. They're not going to try and stop him, especially if he's off half-back, so let's hope he's playing half-back. Not sure where he'll play. They sort of threw him around a bit in CBA's wing, forward, he goes everywhere, so look, we can get rid of him. There's some options that we're looking at, but yeah, I would prefer to keep him and get rid of some of the other dead weight. But yeah, so fuck. As you can see, we only missed out on 25 points here, missed out nothing there, missed out on 25 points there, so that's 50, and pretty much nothing there. So realistically, we didn't miss out on much. Just the team's just not scoring. Low tons are pretty much what we're getting. Petrarca's our highest with 136. And then, you got Bont and Butters and Whitfield, and the rest are like Roberts just ton, Dacos just ton, Callana 110, Gorn just ton. The rest just not good enough. So, yeah, we haven't missed anything rookie-wise, I don't think. We even dodged Watkins and all that, so there's two things we can do this week we're looking at. It's either use the boost, double downgrade. We get in Sam Cumming and Thomas Burton. Obviously, we're going to wait on team sheets to see who's available first. But worked out I can do those two down, and then we just look for probably a forward upgrade or maybe a McCluggage in the midfield. I think it's a bit dicey. If you go McCluggage this week, I think he'll kill it this week. I watched the whole game of Essendon Brisbane. If McCluggage is in transition, he will smash Carlton because they don't work defensively. They don't. And he will get free ball. I think he's got a big chance to go on 120 this week if his tog's around that 80% range, which it's been building. The problem is the week after he's got Geelong, and Geelong have gone to him the last couple times. So I think you either go this week or you potentially wait a couple weeks. Because, I don't know, it's a bit of a risk to see, does Geelong, do they try and target maybe Will Ashcroft? Or, they're not going to go to Neil, I don't think. They sort of let Atkins, if he's in there, go to Neil. But yeah, that's the only thing that's sort of, he's as cheap as he's probably going to get, McCluggage, and I think he can spike this week. But then are we getting him into spike just so he can get tagged and get a really poor score? Or do we just back it in that they're going to tag Washcroft and see how that goes? If not, we can go a forward, and looking at the main ones we're looking at, trying to stay as cheap, is Took Miller or Zach Bailey. The reason I like, a lot of people have jumped on Bailey, so I don't want to follow the crowd. I'm not going to catch up. I know I've got to stop the bleeding, but there's other players that I've got to stop the bleeding with, so I don't mind Bailey, though. I think he'll never get tagged unless against Geelong, if he's sitting at half forward, O'Connor might go to him, but he's probably not the main one. I think Washcroft and McCluggage will get tagged before him. But yeah, he's been proving pretty solid the last couple of weeks, and I think that Melbourne game was just a blip in the radar, which that was the week we were going to trade into him, so we got a bit kissed with that, but the last 2 weeks, definitely not being kissed. Like I said, Took, I think, is just a safe pick. The only annoying thing is structurally, it gives me 3 players in the forward line on that buy, because we'll get rid of Lombard and Cook by then, so yeah, that's not great. And the same issue if we were to go cheaper and get like a Rankin or something like that. So the other thing we can do is we can get McCluggage and Took in boosting, and that requires but it requires getting rid of Tanner Bruin and just getting Thomas Burton. So we'd miss Cumming, which I think is probably not the move. So we could get McCluggage in, and Took couldn't get McCluggage and Bailey, I'd be just a little bit short. So I think like 5 or 6K short. And that's using the most expensive players I can to get rid of, other than Cook, which I'm not getting rid of Cook yet because he's still got money to make. So, look, we'll leave it there. We'll go through our trade plans and whatnot during the week once we've had a look at team sheets and everything. But, look, it is what it is. We're going to keep chugging along. You can see by the thumbnail we're crying. It's hell every week. Just banking on the fact that there will be a week where we do well, but it just hasn't been this week, or the last few. But we're going to keep upgrading. We're going to keep doing what we're going to do, and we're just going to pray that the tide turns. We will have a good week one week. But yeah, I can't believe from rank 605 last year as a finish to where I'm at now I look like a fucking dickhead, but this goes to show how I am. I'm going to keep going. So, thanks all for the support, guys. Please give us a like. If you haven't subscribed, please give us a sub as well. Follow us on X and Twitter, whatever you call it, Ghost_Bakes, and obviously Ghost Bakes SuperCoach YouTube where you're watching this. So, keep giving the support. We love it. We're going to have fun. I hope you guys did really well this week. I'm sure you scored better than me, so at least I'm making you guys feel better if you think you scored shit. But, we'll see you guys later in the week with our trade plans. And, hope you're having a good one and enjoy the start to your week. Catch you guys.